Today we begin Book 5, the Book of Love. And the first canto describes the destined meeting place where the princess Savitri meets Satyavan. We have seen her going through forests and palaces and hermits and kings, sages, anchorites, but now the destined spot and hour were close. They were nearing. Unknowing, she had neared her nameless goal. She had not fixed any goal, and she had just allowed herself to be led where she was driven. Unknowing, she had neared her nameless goal. Now here, impliedly, he says, though she did not know, she had arrived where she should have. She did not consciously try because she did not know. But something led her towards the meeting place. And then he makes a philosophical observation. For though a dress of blind and devious chance is laid upon the work of all-wise fate, two ideas. We say it is all fate. Now he says, fate, destiny, is all-wise. It is not something mechanical. It is wise on all sides. And the workings of this fate are covered by a dress, a veil of blind and devious chance. To a superficial sight, it looks as if all is governed by chance. A blind chance, a chance that goes this way and that way, a devious chance. But the work is of an all-wise fate. Hence, our acts interpret an omniscient force. Our activities are more or less expressions, commentaries on the workings of a force that is omniscient. Omniscient is all-wise. Now that force dwells in the compelling stuff of things. It is that force which is present in the element of compulsion in circumstances, in things around. And nothing happens in the cosmic play but at its time and in its foreseen place. It is a fact that in this cosmic play, nothing ever happens except at the destined hour and at the determined place. It is foreseen somewhere that such and such a thing is going to happen. All the outer appearance of chance is misleading. And this force that determines what is to happen where and when is an omniscient force. It knows all. It knows what each soul wants, what is good for each soul that is involved. The outer being may or may not be aware, but the force is so omniscient that it brings about situations, results in which the interests of each soul are served. That is why it is called omniscient force. And now, what is that omniscient force? Is it the force that they speak of as the force of energy? It is. The working of the supreme will. Fate is the working of a will. Force, omniscient force, is truly a radiation of the will of God. So note that I've explained once how, when the Upanishad says that he was alone and he desired to be many, desire there does not mean what is meant by desire at our level. We lack something and we want to have it. That is desire. But for him, there is nothing that he can want. There is no lack, but he wants to manifest. In the fullness of his being, he wants to manifest. So, desire there means will. The will of the divine, the will of the supreme being. Same thing here. The omniscient force is the will of God at work in the universe. Fate is a name. All our actions, all our reactions contribute to the working of that will. If you take things piecemeal, locally, individually, you won't be able to explain them rationally. But if you have an overall view, you can say what fits in where, what exactly falls in which pattern. So it will not do to judge things too closely, too locally. You always have a larger view and a longer perspective. Then alone you can understand that nothing happens in the cosmic play but at its time and in its foreseen place. This is exactly what Mother means when she says that at every moment, everything is exactly where it should be. Our limited intelligence may not appreciate this statement, but to a detached view, a universal movement is in progress, and for that, whatever is necessary takes place at that moment. In a huge working of a machine, you will have 1,000 wheels, 1,000 screws. Each one does its part, but if you see only that particular part, it will make no meaning. So she says, if you accept that there is a supreme will, you have also to accept that everything falls in a pattern in the determination of that will. A thing may look to be bad to us. To the human eye, something may appear to be evil. But she says that evil thing serves the cosmic purpose by its evilness. Even that evilness serves a purpose. Of course, those of us who are victims of that evilness can't appreciate it. But the fact stands nevertheless. Then he comes back to the narrative. To a space she came, soft and delicate air that seemed a sanctuary of youth and joy. It was full of the vibrations of youth and of joy. A highland world of free and green delight. That means a high plateau where green delight, forests. There was a delightful atmosphere and freedom pervading in that land of forests, where spring and summer lay together and strove in indolent and amicable debate, unarmed, disputing with laughter who should rule. That is, the spring is ending. He has already described. The spring has gone, the summer, the sky is set like bronze. So he describes in a poetic way how both spring and summer are lying together, unarmed, arm in arm, and they are arguing, debating, idly, indolently, not seriously, amicably, not going in tensions. And what are they debating? Disputing with laughter. Who should rule? Who should rule now? Is it my time is still there, says the spring. Summer says, no, my time has come. So they are, amicably arguing with laughter. Nobody is serious. Everybody knows what is to be done what. So, who should rule? This is the time when she arrives at the green highland. There, expectation beat wide sudden wings. Expectation is compared to a bird which is beating its wings. Everywhere there is expectation, something great is going to happen. And then, as if a soul had looked out from earth's face, it is an imagery. Imagine that a soul has emerged to look out what is happening. What is all these expectations in the air? As if a soul had looked out from earth's face, and all that was in her, in earth, felt a coming change. Through the soul, the earth feels that some change is coming, and forgetting obvious joys and common dreams, the earth now, her attention is centered on something else, what is going to come. She forgets the obvious joys and common dreams obedient to time's call. The time spirit is calling and she obeys that. She shifts her attention to what is to come and the spirit's fate. The spirit that is manifesting, its fate is at stake. What is going to happen? As if the earth were lifted to a beauty calm and pure that lived under the eyes of eternity. That beauty, that purity and calm, they are natural only in the gaze of eternity, not in the compulsions of time. And then again is a favorite imagery of Sri Aurobindo. As she comes, she sees a number of mountains, peaks, piercing into the sky, he says, assailing, invading the sky. He says, a crowd of mountainous heads assailed the sky. Mountainous heads are the peaks of each mountain. They are assailing the sky, pushing towards rival shoulders nearer heaven. Each mountain peak feels its next adjacent peak as a rival, who is going to reach into the sky earlier, pushing towards rival shoulders nearer heaven. The armored leaders of an iron line in the military formations. There is an iron line. Now here, the line of mountains looks like a solid iron line of defense. And these mountains, mountainous peaks, are the armored leaders. Earth prostrate lay beneath their feet of stone of these mountains, these armored leaders. Their feet of stone, earth is beneath naturally. Crushed beneath their feet of stone, earth lay prostrate. Below the mountains, below the altitudes of the mountains, below there crouched a dream of emerald woods, emerald green. A dream of emerald woods, as if the green forests are a dream. They are so enchanting, as if they are dreaming something. And gleaming borders, solitary asleep. The borders of the forests, thin lines, they are shining under the sun. Solitary, each pathway is alone. So it looks solitary, as if it is gone to sleep. Pale waters, small streams, pale waters ran like glimmering threads of pearl. Seen from a distance, these streams look like threads of pearl. They reflect the sunlight, glimmering. Just as when you go by plane, even big rivers look like, small threads. Pale waters ran like glimmering threads of pearl. A sigh was straying among happy leaves. The leaves of the trees were happy. They were swaying happily. And a sigh was straying. They were wanting something. A sigh, you may say it is the sigh of the earth, waiting for some fulfillment. Cool, perfumed, with slow, pleasure-burdened feet, faint, stumbling breezes faltered among flowers. The subject is breezes. Faint, stumbling breezes. The breezes are not strong. They are gentle, slowing down some places, faltered among flowers where there are collections of zones of flowers. They halt for a while, cool perfumed, with slow pleasure burdened feet. The feet of the breezes are pleasure burdened. When they touch the flowers, they are touched by the perfume of the cooling perfume of the flowers, and they draw a slow pleasure. And as this pleasure seeps in their feet, it becomes a burden. They become heavy. The white crane stood, a vivid, motionless streak. Crane is a bird, a tall bird with a long beak that stood somewhere without moving. And in the background of the green forest and the mountains, it looks like a streak without moving. The white crane stood, a vivid, motionless streak. Peacock and parrot, jewel, soil and tree. The soil and the tree were studded with jewels as it were, and the jewels were the peacock and the parrot. They were decorations of the tree and the soil. The dove's soft moon enriched the enamored air. The air was full of enchantment, with the fragrance of the flowers, with the gentle breezes, with the peacock and the parrot and the crane. And in that, the dove's soft moon, it moons very softly, that enriched the enamored air. And fire-winged wild drakes swam in silvery pools. Drake is a male duck, and these wild ducks, fire-winged, they swim in silvery pools. He is describing the whole scene. Earth couched alone with her great lover heaven. This is a family, again, frequent simile which Sri Aurobindo derived from the Vedas. Earth sleep lies down alone. She is not concerning herself with anything. She is busy. Earth couched alone with her great lover heaven. Heaven is her lover. Uncovered to her consort's purple eye. Heaven is the consort, and the purple eye is the red eye is the sun. So she lies exposed. Earth lies exposed to the sun, who is shining from the heaven, from the skies. So in poetic language he says, earth couched alone with her great lover heaven, uncovered to her consort's purple eye. In her luxurious ecstasy of joy, because she is with her lover, there is ecstasy of joy, and it is abundant. She is not stinting. She is luxuriously giving it away. In her luxurious ecstasy of joy, she squandered the loud music of her notes, wasted the passionate pattern of her blooms, flower blooms. Her notes, these are the bird notes in this forest, and that forms the love music of their game. She squandered, gives recklessly. She squandered the love music of her notes, wasted the passionate pattern of her blooms, and festival riot of her scents and hues. The flowers, the herbs, they emanate their scents. They have got variegated colors. It was a riot on a festival day. Everything was adding to a festive occasion. The shaggy emerald of her centaur mane. Centaur is the Yes, anything? Yes. A festival riot of her scents and hues, a cry and leap and hurry were around. Though the earth was in that luxurious state, all around in the atmosphere, there was a cry and a leap and hurry, because something is going to happen. The stealthy footfalls of her chasing things, the bird, the beasts, the animals, they were chasing each other. And they were stealthy footfalls because they did not want the prey to know that they are being followed. Each was chasing the other. A cry and leap and hurry were around, the stealthy footfalls of her chasing things. The shaggy emerald of her centaur mane. Centaur is a mythical animal. When between the animal stage and the man stage, it is a creature which has the form of a man but the legs of a horse. So, now if it is a horse, it has hair here on the neck, that is the mane, shaggy, uneven, unkempt, emerald, forest trees. That is the whole earth, the appearance of the earth with the forest looks from an angle as of the mane of a centaur, shaggy emerald, unkempt, uneven, green. The gold and sapphire of her warmth and blaze. The earth's warmth and the blaze, the sunlight, had the color of gold and sapphire. Sapphire is bluish and gold when the sunlight falls. Magician of her rapt felicities, blithe, sensuous hearted, careless and divine, life ran or hid in her delightful room. On this earth, he now begins to describe life. The life force, magician of her rapt felicities, is once with the appearance of life, the whole scene changes. There is movement, there is shared ecstasy. Rapt felicities are magically turned out, blithe, skillfully, quick, sensuous hearted. That is, she draws the sensuous pleasure, careless and divine. Her life doesn't care whom she breaks or where she goes, and divine. In her carelessness, she is divine. Life ran on this earth or hid in her delightful rooms. Some places you could not know that there is life around. Life was hiding. And behind all brooded nature's grandiose calm, behind all this excitement, behind all this riot of hues and scents, behind all this unpredictable movement of life, there is the grandiose, imposing calm of nature, brooding, contemplating, dwelling upon itself, that something else is going to come.